Picture this. You're born into a world where an invisible blueprint wraps around you, sketching out your life. This blueprint, sketched by family traditions, societal norms, and gender expectations, tells you who to be, what to do, and even what to dream. As you grow, your every action is stuck to this guide, cheered on by smiles for successes and met with frowns for failures. Over time, this blueprint really becomes your inner compass, not driven by your desires or curiosities, but by a force of compliance and conformity. For years, my blueprint was pre-drawn, which was to follow my dad's footsteps. I was destined to inherit his business and to follow his path without questioning whether if I really wanted for myself. Really, it wasn't just a set of instructions for me. Rather, it was an expectation that was engraved into my identity. But why are we so stuck to this guide? Richard Jack Hosser, Harvard professor of political economy, states that our brains prefer safety and comfort of the familiar, trying to avoid the fear of unknown, which was a survival tactic from our ancestors. But here's the catch. This very survival mechanism meant to help us now holds us back, preventing our creativity and growth. We're trapped in the familiar, afraid of the unknown, even when new opportunities await us beyond our comfort zones. Here's a story of mine. It was December 2022 when I was reaching the middle of my junior year. At that moment, I had no interest in pretty much everything. I had no passion, and most of the time I laid on my bed and scrolled through endless videos on the internet. However, a month before my short winter break, my mom introduced me to apply for this biotech internship in UAE. Biotech? I thought I was going for business. I wanted to say no, but I also felt the pressure of having nothing to present in my resume for college. So I did. And fortunately, I got admitted. When I was working in UAE, every early morning, our team drove for 2 hours over the plain desert to the camel farm, where we gathered samples of camels for a variety of experiments, specifically for cloning. Pretty cool, right? It was just another day as I was approaching the end of my internship. And this time, we went to the farm to check for the camel's pregnancy. The steps are pretty simple. You put on a glove, you put a lot of lubricant, and you put your hand inside the camel's anus, and you check if the surface is hard or not. I know, it's a bit crazy. If the surface is hard, the camel's pregnant. And if the surface is not, well, we failed. Usually, I stand behind my mentor and watch him performing the procedure, but this time he called me to perform the procedure by myself. Before I even responded, one of the staff brought me this blue long glove that covered my entire arm and put a whole gallon of lubricant over my hand. I, who didn't even know my passion for years, was about to perform a medical procedure on a camel. While I was nervous and anxious about putting my hand inside a camel, the camel was brought in. My mind was a mess because if you guys thought that camels are calm, well, you guys are totally wrong. She was gigantic, and her back foot was constantly kicking back to shatter my knees. I was horrified. As soon as I was prepared, my mentor signaled that it was a time to proceed. Every sense of my body told me to stop. But what can I do? I went for it. As I was slowly approaching to the camel, there were so many thoughts in my mind, starting from, what am I doing here? I really spent a whole month of my winter break not to be with my family, not to be with my friends, but here in UAE alone, putting my hand inside a camel's butt. What a beautiful life. With my mentor's guidance, I slowly reached my hand and performed the procedure. And as further I reached my hand, it felt uncomfortable, alienated, and really, it was completely out of my realm of experiences. But at one point, I reached the bumpy hard surface, and I asked my mentor, "Hey, Dr. Huang, it's hard, and I think it's the end." Dr. Huang responded, "She's pregnant. We have succeeded." Every staff started to clap and cheer, indicating our successful month. My mentor's announcement of the successful procedure did not just mark the success of the pregnancy, but also a personal breakthrough for me. I learned that I can face the unfamiliar and extend beyond my perceived limits. After a month of hard work in my internship, it felt like a reward, a missing achievement I haven't felt for months or even years. Ladies and gentlemen, it's in these moments of discomfort, in these instances of sheer unpredictability where we truly grow. In a study in collaboration with Cornell University and Chicago's Second City Improvisation Club, the researchers found that actively seeking for discomfort is highly correlated to increased motivation and personal growth. And this was particularly evident in activities such as public speaking, just like the TED Talk I'm giving. And participants were encouraged to embrace these discomfort into their learning process. Not just personal growth, however. Another study from New York University, the researchers found that trying new and diverse experiences lead to increased happiness and increased level of brain activity. So this means that trying new things not only affect our personal growth, but it can also boost our everyday mood. So, how can we achieve this? Many people might tell you it's all about the small steps. Face the fear with an open heart and an open mind. I mean, of course you have to face it with an open mind, right? But for me, that's not it. I want to add and share from my experiences to be aware of the potential changes around you. For me, my internship was not planned, and I was only able to realize the power of embracing new at the end of my internship. I want you to get much more out of it by always observing what's new around you and how it will affect you as a person. And please remember, trying new things require courage, but also remember that it will open the door for growth, excitement, and even possibilities of discovering your new passion. So please don't be afraid. For me, my change started from a camel. And to be honest, I cannot wait to experience more new exotic experiences. Now, I want to ask you, what is around you? And how can you embrace these new materials to push yourself and improve your life? Keep trying and keep thinking. Thank you.